That's the one. Don't worry, I didn't say anything cool. Um, I'm just trying to remember how tall I am. That's close enough. That'll do. Good morning, everybody. Authentication servers were down this morning. They're supposedly back up, although I am experiencing this right now. So, it might take a minute for now no. might take a minute for it to warm up. I'm just gonna give it a second because I need to say hi to you guys anyways. So we're just gonna chill for a minute. I'm going to introduce you to my fish if you haven't met him. Over on this side over here, we have my betta fish tank, which you can typically see behind me. That is where Fleta the betta lives with his wood and his plants. He's been doing just fine. He's still quite lumpy. You'll notice that he's got a large swelling in his front end, but that's just the way he is now. And he hasn't died yet, so that's good. Hazel silent stream. I mean, it would be fun. Maybe fun's not the right word. It's kind of the right word. It would be kind of fun to do an entire stream muted and then just pretend that I don't see chat. Maybe that's mean. I don't know. It's funny in my head. I won't do it, I promise. Professional as always. It's fine. You know what I need to do, actually, is I need to macro and unmute into the start stream. Because the reason it's muted is when I end the stream, it mutes me so that the end screen can play without you hearing me heavy breathing and scraping my chair. So that's why it mutes. These should be clean now, huh? It's an easy mistake. I read lips, she said, Monkey Winnebago skyscraper tune about, as I often do. Was that boys and girls? Mime stream. Dog is fine. He's in the other room. I thought we could spend some time with some of the other pets. It's not always a dog cam. Fish deserve love, too. I would like to introduce you to a new mug. I adopted this mug yesterday. That is the correct verb for when you acquire a new mug. We went shopping. Or I went to, up here in the Pacific Northwest, we have this, Asian grocery chain called Awajimaya. And they're, pretty good-sized grocery stores, but they carry all different kinds of, Asian, foods and goods and whatever, and they have a little tea ware section, and honestly it's usually nothing out of this world. It's the same kind of imported printed tea sets that you would find on Amazon from a seller that's called Happy Joy, but this one was it was from a studio. It said it was made in China, and it also said it was made in a studio in Japan, so I don't really know. I don't care. It's cute. It's got fish. It's 14 ounces, so it's a good breakfast tea size. I like the shape of the lip. There's fish on the inside of it, and then it's microwave and dishwasher safe. So I've been, this is my new mug. Nice. I gave it the house tour when I got home. You want to hear the heavy breathing? Yeah, that's not for sale. Our bettas look similar. I like him. I mean, of course I do. He's been my buddy for over a year, but he's got the blue, he's got really shiny metallic scales. The lighting, because he's lit from the top, it doesn't really show him very well. But he's got shiny blue metallic scales and the red fins. We also went to the fish store this weekend, and I was looking at all of their bettas, because the way that one of the local fish store that we prefer does it is they have a bunch of bettas for sale, but instead of keeping them in cups or jars or anything, they have them just in the other tanks with the other fish, which A, proves that you can do that, and secondly, they have more space, and they all look great. And they had some gorgeous fish, and I'm actually really glad I wasn't there to buy one, because I never would have been able to pick. It was just too much. Elegant drinking from a mug with a straw? Oh, I disagree. when I'm fishing through a stream VoD looking for a thumbnail of me, usually I find big stretches where I'm holding up the cup and I'm looking at the game and my mouth is just groping around for the straw. It's around here somewhere. I'm just gonna fish lips until I find it. I'm glad you guys are just still here. A mug to eat fish chowder from. I could see it. I haven't soup mugged in a long time. I like fishing a McDonald's fillet of fish. I eat fish too. I don't eat, I'm pescatarian, so I don't eat chicken or beef, but I do eat fish. And I also like them as friends. Fish are friends and food. Usually not the same ones. The way that I make myself feel better about it is the fish that I'm eating would, generally speaking, eat the fish that I'm keeping were they to be kept in the same pond. You know, they're the fish that we eat, or at least the fish that I eat, which is usually tuna or halibut or a salmon. Those are big fish, and if they met any of my fish, they would just eat them. So I'm just having lunch. Okay, I'm gonna try and log in again. The plan for today's stream is mount runs. I've decided not to do Karazhan again because that was just a whole thing. I'm gonna do it again, but not this expansion. I'm thinking of chilling on that until next expansion, at which time it's gonna get the legacy loot mode. So in the meantime, I'm thinking Throne of Thunder. And not as many characters, because Throne of Thunder takes longer to get to, it takes longer to go through. But the drop rates are also higher. So I'm thinking if I do it on each of my 120s, I have 4 120s, I can do it on each of them. And that's like a good morning mount run stream. I will need to, it's going to take me a little longer this morning, because I will need to unlock the Isle of Thunder on a couple of characters. I know I did it already on my mage. I might have done it on my priest, hard to say. I'm having a hard time logging in right now, so it's a good thing that we're ready to chill. Did you say what kind of tea you're drinking? Not yet. This is breakfast tea. I bought like so usually first thing in the morning, I don't want fancy tea because I am not tasting it anyways. I want it to be caffeinated, I want it to be full-bodied, and I want it to kind of like punch me in the face. So I don't say that this is really doing that, but I tend to buy like bagged black tea or like a loose leaf black tea. I love how it says disconnecting and then it puts you in. All right, I think we're in. Like a loose leaf black tea that's like got some real punch to it. So this is just, I bought like bulk of those Tazo Awake bags because I used to buy those when I was in high school, and that was like my before school morning tea. So I figured I would have some nostalgia tea, and it's not as good as I remember it being, but I bought like 9 boxes of it, so I guess I'm drinking it. The one that I've actually really been enjoying for that kind of like half dead, I need like a violent tea, is the Canadian Red Rose bag tea. It's like real cheap. It's the stuff that like a restaurant is going to give you when you ask for breakfast tea. I don't even know what kind of tea blend it is. It's like tea dust, but I swear it makes the most satisfying cup of tea when you just want like tea, you know? Alright, so Isle of Thunder. We're going to start in Pandaria. That's a good start. I will disclaim that actually, you know, before we go, I need to open my Mythic cache because I did Mythic 10 last night. I did, and I wasn't happy about it, but I did cleanse the Gift of Inzoth. I didn't really want to, but I also wanted shots of my gnome in the bunny ears for the Noble Garden video, and you can't have both. So I have the toy. I can still get the Gift of Inzoth via the toy whenever I want, but I did cleanse it. Do you like the BTS and Blackpink comeback? I did. They are actually the only things I'm really listening to right now for K-pop. I have those 2 mini albums and nothing else. I'm hoping NCT comes back one of these days. I know they're like busy and touring and stuff, but I'm ready for some new stuff. Good luck with mount runs. Bedtime for me. Have a good night. Got logged out a couple times this morning. Authentication servers were under maintenance. Again with the rings, man. Do I want that? I don't want to I can't get rid of my Seal of Zandalari Empire. It's a set piece and it has a socket. And then the other one is higher item level and not really better, well, arguably better stats. And higher item level. Whatever. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. Throne of Thunder. Is that the tea that comes with the little stone figures? I don't know what tea comes with little stone figures, but I'm interested now because I enjoy little stone figures. If you're talking about my tea pets, which are like the clay figures that I pour tea over when I'm doing like a proper like Chinese tea session, those I bought separately. Alright, we're gonna go through Stormwind and then Jade Force and then just fly really far. Why don't you wear some bunny ears yourself? I mean, you did just request heavy breathing like 5 minutes ago. So I'm not gonna take the bunny ears thing super innocently. I have plants that need a vertical object to grow on, and while I'm waiting for wooden dowels, I'm using straws, so I have 4 vines on straws. That's resourceful of you. Did you paint them, or are they just like white plastic with like red and blue stripes on them? Because either is valid, but it might be fun to paint them. Ooh, chopsticks. Get yourself some Chinese takeout or sushi or something, and then you can have some chopsticks. Unless it's got to be really tall, but then like who has a really tall straw? The mount I'm riding, for those who ask, this is Bruce. We got him on on last stream, Friday, he is the reward from the 815 Brawlers Guild quest line, which I highly recommend doing. And as a tip, if you are doing that, don't open your bags unless you are on a quest to open that specific bag. That will save you some time. Okay, off we go. This is just a random mount button to get me a nice flying one, so Corrupted Dreadwing, sure, why not? I'm gonna point myself in that general direction and then just let it go for a while. Red Rose used to do figures? Oh, I haven't seen those ever. Saw Blackpink and Coachella this year. I saw some recordings of that were really cool. I have not tried Mariage Frere. I have not tried that. About the Nzoth pronunciation thing, Metzin pronounced it that way, but there's a boss that pronounces it the other way. They do that a lot. There's usually, not always, but often inconsistencies with how a thing is pronounced. Not just like by the devs, but between the devs and the voice actors, or between different voice actors in different parts. So my own, I've struggled with this for a while because I hate being wrong. As most people do, I hate being wrong. So when I do a video and somebody goes, actually, it's Drustvar, for example, because I was on the Drustvar train for a while. I've converted, it's okay. But I've decided to relax and realize that there's a bunch of really weird words, and it's okay for there to not be a right way. You know, there can be a way that you prefer, and there can be a way that other people prefer. But it's not a real word. It doesn't really matter who's right as long as you know what I'm talking about, right? That's my new take. I'm trying to be more zen, and whatever this motion means. Chopsticks, smart idea. I recently did that because I've got this thing. Here, let me show you. Mini plant. I got this guy. And this one will fall over without the use of that one wooden stick. And the stick came because I bought like a houseplant online. And it came with a bunch of sticks to like keep the paper off of the leaves or something to stop it from being crushed. And I'd thrown them out. Oh, this is still wet on the bottom. I'm going to have to wipe this up. I threw it out. And then I realized I needed one of them, so then I like went and cleaned one. But yeah, this is my Porticularia afra, which is also known as elephant bush. This grows, I want to say natively in Africa, not 100% sure, but I do know that it grows somewhere where elephants live because they will eat it. Succulent, and it was looking real sad until I remembered that I do need to water it sometimes, and it's been doing a lot better. Also, the pot was also something I rescued from the garbage. Not like from the garbage, but like from my apartment's garbage area. Somebody had put a potted plant they didn't want anymore, just like on the ground near the dumpsters. It wasn't in the dumpster, but it was definitely something somebody didn't want anymore. So I just took it and then I chucked the dead plant, and then I like super sterilized the container, because plants can get infections, oddly enough. And then now I have that pot. I do not have a Solar Spire Hawk. That is one of the ones I don't have. I'm hesitant to farm world boss mounts like exclusively on stream because they are like subject to the perils of other people on your server. So I don't mind like doing a couple of world boss runs at the end of a stream if I have time, but for like the whole thing, I would hate to like log on to do a mount run stream and then get through the whole stream and actually not get any mount runs done. But yeah, I should probably add that to my end of stream rotation. Stuck where you have to get the bag of legitimate gold. I get the guy almost dead and then run out of time. Ooh. That's rough. Yeah, I don't think I did anything special for him. Because you have any fish as a pet, not have to take care of it. Which fish would you choose? I don't have to take care of it. Any fish. I'm assuming that I somehow magically am also keeping it like in a comfortable and humane and happy way. I mean, it would be easy to be like a dolphin, or no, those are mammals, or like a shark or something, because they're just really cool. But I think I would keep an arowana, because they're not really realistic for me. Arowana, if you've never heard of them, you should look them up. They're bomb. They can get quite large, like a couple of feet long. I think like a full-grown big arowana is like 3 feet long. They're like dragonfish. They've got like upturned mouths with like hooks on their lips. My husband also thinks they're really cool, which kind of influences the decision because I'm always excited about anything that gets him excited about fish. But the reason I don't keep them is because they require a ton of water, like huge tanks. And they're also, you know, they would take a lot of food. They would take some fresh food, so they're expensive to feed. And, let's see if I remember. I think I need to do a little bit more questing. On top of that, I've seen, like, they're jumpers, so you want to have a lid on their tank. But if they jump anyways and they hit the lid, they're so strong that they can actually kill themselves by just running really quickly into their tank. So they don't really feel like a fish that should be kept in a tank unless it's like a custom-made swimming pool of a tank or an actual swimming pool. But they're really cool. I will not make any elephant push jokes. Why nitpick when you could have many different pronunciations, even the same state, province, country, just because of language differences? I feel like it's kind of a little bit of a nerd culture thing. It's very, like, to me at least, it feels like a classic geek. Like, I was the annoying know-it-all in school that would, like, correct people's, not so much pronunciation, but spelling for sure. And I think that just wanting to be correct and being a little pedantic about it is not tied to nerd culture, but it's adjacent. So it's understandable. I'm just trying to be more chill. I can't have houseplants, or cats decide the pots are a bed every time we try. I am very blessed that my cat leaves houseplants alone, especially because she does that. It means that I can keep houseplants that wouldn't be good for her to eat because I know she won't eat them. How many mounts do you have? Some. More than 2 and less than 700. 426 total, and like just under 400 I think for like the thing. Ever spend 5 hours in a vanilla server? Never. Wondering how you're flying? Took me a good 2 minutes to figure out. You must have gone to a flight master. I mean, this is the scenario. This is like the intro scenario. Is this coming through? Here it is. For Isle of Thunder, because I don't think I must not have done this in my priest yet, otherwise it wouldn't be here. Possible to solo the final boss in Vault of the Wardens. I don't see why not. I googled it last time I saw you asking, and I forgot to tell you. I was googling it, and I was seeing people posting solo guides, so it must be possible. I don't know if it's class specific. I barely remember the last boss. I know she was like on the platform. She had like the rows of people crossing over. Okay, where are we going next? Ambush, that's right. Your first stream, I'm trying out my Google Cardboard with. So tell me more about that. That's like, it's VR, but with cardboard on a Google phone? That's all I know, and it doesn't make any sense to me. My brain cannot parse that. I have not gotten any mounts today yet. We've only been live for 18 minutes. I haven't even gotten to the raid. We're working on it. I'll get there eventually. These are going to be slightly slower paced, like lower attempts, but higher attempt chances. Also, in this raid, there are, once we get to the raid, I'm still unlocking the area. In this raid, there are 2 mounts that I need. So there's one that can drop off a Horadon and one that can drop off of Jikun. And then I don't need to do the rest of the raid, although it certainly takes long enough to get to Jikun. I'm really hoping that the Jikun mount drops first, so that on subsequent runs we can just do Horadon and then stop. That would be nice. I'm going to start answering with a huge range of time. More than 2 minutes and less than 700 minutes works every time. You know, you're not technically wrong. I usually start with that, and then I, like, depending on how important it is, I'll narrow it down. Hazel Stream, I bought WoW because I saw your vids and VoDs. Tips for leveling your first character. Ooh. For the first time, I would say don't rush it. Finish zones, like, try to finish the zone storylines. You'll get an achievement at the end of a zone that'll let you know you've done the main parts of it. There's like a title if you do all of them, but it'll also kind of help introduce you to the world, and a good way to level. And you can do that now that they've added level scaling, so just take your time, play in places that feel fun for you, and don't stress too much if people are mean. Some people are very new player friendly, and some people aren't, and you just gotta make it through. I'm trying to get the Garrosh shoulders forever. They never drop. My condolences. So excited to start playing WoW again over the summer. Something you think would be the most enjoyable in BFA? It depends on what kind of gameplay that you enjoy. I really like, let's see, from BFA, I really liked doing the war campaign and the story quests once I like actually accepted that I liked them. I was resistant to that for a while. I don't know why. But once I accepted that I was having fun playing through the campaign with sound on, with voice acting on, preferably with like a nice transmog that kind of matches the area that you're like working in so that you feel like you're blending in with the crowd. That felt like playing a good single player RPG to me, and that's something that I'd never gotten from WoW before. I think that's like a uniquely BFA experience, and that was really cool. I killed the last boss vault of the Wardens. Doable. The achievement seems finicky, though. I ran Throne for GQ, and Horadon just naturally dropped. Pretty sure you don't have to do the quest. I've just jumped off the boat. This will be a little faster, because... Actually, I don't know. I'm assuming that this will be faster, because you get, like... Once you've unlocked the scenario, you only have to do this once, and then I'm gonna have... What is it, like a flight path over here? Or like a port, like maybe I port in? Not 100%, but this should be good enough. I didn't do this one. But, now that we've done this, I can just run over there. Orb on the boat you can click that ports you to the Isle. I'll have to try that in my next one, because we have a couple more characters to do. So on my druid, I'll try to remember to not that took very long, but I'll try to remember to not do the quest. I fully understand that I'm being a lot more accepting of this quest line now than I have been in previous weeks, where I was raising a giant fuss over having to do a single quest. And that was mostly just because I hadn't accepted that I had to do it yet. I was coming off of like Zul'Gurub mat runs where you can just walk in and kill it and maybe get your mount. You know, this is like a lot of extra stuff. But once I accepted that I wanted to do it, and there's 2 mounts and a toy that I need out of here, it feels rewarding enough to justify the extra stuff. What's up, Seraphim? We are running Throne of Thunder. Hazel, I've been really trying to find my main. There are so many classes. I love all the roles, don't mind which ones I play, however, don't heal much. It's hard. It's hard. Sometimes, I swear, you gotta just pick one at random if you have to, and then commit to it for a while, because it's like a good relationship. You're never gonna know what it could be if you don't put, like, some time into it. You gotta stay committed for a while to let it grow and blossom and, you know, develop, like, some history there. If you're just, like, jumping around constantly, you'll never have a chance to actually find out what that's like with any of them. And they're all fine. There is a person that is fanatically devoted to every single spec in this game. They all work. I don't need to do that. I just need to do this. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo if you must. Assign them all numbers and then go /roll. Do what you gotta do. Okay, Isle of Thunder. I don't remember the difficulty requirement. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Although, you know what? I'm on my priest. I have gear. I can do this. Raid Heroic 25. If it doesn't drop in Heroic 25, then it just won't drop at all. Inspired me to do Throne of Thunder. Good luck. This one is kind of gross. The windy bridge segment sucks, and I bet I'm going to have some issues with that on stream. Because if I couldn't make it up, the Zul'Gurub troll boulder rolling hill thing, I don't have a great chance of making it across the windy bridge every single time I do it on a mat run stream. But, you know, all we can really do is practice and try our best and just be our best versions of ourselves. Maybe there's transmog. Tips on how to find a decent raid guild. It's hard. The advice I always give people is pug around the time that you want to raid, so that that'll at least connect you with guilds that are looking for raiders that are raiding around your time, that are looking for your role. And then while in a pug, especially if you can get into their voice, feel out the culture and see if you'd be a good fit. And if you are, try and worm your way in. You know, be nice, offer your battle tag, let them know that you're available to help, let them know that you're looking, don't be too pushy. It's a delicate art that I haven't had to do for a while, so I feel kind of awkward giving advice about it, because I've been lucky to be grandfathered into a raiding guild that I've been in for years now, that I will be very sad if I ever have to let go, or if it ever lets go of me. I try not to below them too much, because I need them. I don't want to have to find another guild if it goes south. I might just quit raiding. Going for the toy. I've got killed by a snail on my Hazel bingo card. That's a good one. That definitely happened last week. Now that I've realized that I can just one-shot them with a dot, it should be less likely, but we'll see. In my head, I thought I'd saved a VoD and you're live. Not that this is necessarily related, but the VoD for last week's stream, I know it took forever to get up. I promise I was on it. It was just, sometimes YouTube, like, eats them, and they're just stuck in processing hell forever. And they eventually finish processing. I don't really know what the difference is. It just seems to happen every couple of weeks, where a video will just get stuck for anywhere from like an extra 6 hours to a couple of days. And I just can't publish it. It's still there. You can still see it in your watch history if you were there for any part of the live. But I can't publish it until it finishes. Or at least I can't slap a thumbnail on it. I don't know if I can publish it. Soloing Throne of Thunder in 110. Maybe, probably, but it's probably more work than it's worth, at least as far as I'm concerned. I want the Shaman Transmog only have a 110 Shami. I would just finish leveling your character first. It's going to be a lot. It doesn't take that long to go 110 to 120 anymore. Give your characters some personal background story, like D&D, play them based on that. I like that. I used to do that more. Not so much like a history in terms of like things that have happened, or like their family, or like anything like that, but I used to try to have in my head, at the very least, like a motive for why they are the class they are. Like a reason why this is a Shadow Priest, or why this character got into shamaning, or like whatever. I don't remember any of them now. It's been a while since I was that into it, but I used to do that a lot. Which class is the fastest to clear stuff like this in a raid? Ooh, there's a right answer to this. I think it's Demon Hunter, but I'm not 100% sure. You want somebody with a lot of movement speed and some good AoE. Chat, correct me. Who is it? What is it? It used to be rogues with burst of speed, but then they killed that because that was just too much. Aaron dear, thanks for the super chat. Fantastic. Keep on making upbeat and fun videos. I appreciate that. Been here like 100 times, never saw one. Oh, the snail toy. I don't have it either, actually, but it shouldn't be that rare. I don't think. We'll see. I bet you I get the snail toy before I get the G-Kun mount. I would put, not actual money on that. I don't like betting, but I would put something on that. I got the snail toy and got killed by a snail a few times. When does 8.2 drop? Want to fly already? Not yet. Later. I'm thinking late May. I'm thinking like another solid month of PTR, because we haven't even seen Najatar yet. But the systems are pretty in place. So that's my guess, is late May, but we'll see. It's hard to say. It's not announced yet. Monk. Monk's a good one. Druid's a good one. I think Monk is better, maybe. August, no. May, June, no way. If 8.2 was in August, that would be disastrous. There's no way. Looms are better than traits. For 110 to 120, absolutely, yeah. Demon Hunters are silly. I agree. Especially, like, I'll be doing islands, and I think I need to have a demon. It's the only class I don't have. I think I need to have one just so I can, like, understand what it is they're doing, because I feel like I can work really hard and try my best and do good damage. Although we just got nerfed, actually. There was just a Auspicious Spirits hotfix nerf to Shadow Priest. And then a Demon Hunter just wanders over and, like, coughs on their keyboard and triples my damage. Actually, I felt like that a little bit with my Arcane Mage, too. And I understand it's just a difference between, like, multi-target ramp-up and single-target short-term burst. Because on my Arcane Mage, as you guys know, I just play it, like, all charges all the time. Only Arcane Blast. Killing, like, quest mobs out in the world. It works great. And my Arcane Mage is, like, 50 item levels below my Shadow Priest. And she kills stuff faster. And I get that that's just the difference in, like, the classes, and I have advantages in a raid. But sometimes I'm just out doing world quests, and it feels bad, man. Demon Hunter is WoW arcade mode. I'm okay with them adding classes that are easier and more difficult to play. To make the game more accessible to different people with different levels of experience, or experience in different games. I'm totally fine with that. Love my Demon Hunters. My friend went to Throne of Thunder for a mount run. As he got G-Kun, I told him that he'd get the pet rather than the mount. And then the pet dropped and he blamed me for jinxing it. You got that juju. Demon's brain dead fun. If anyone wants to do fast runs, Student Albatross? Are you a feminist? I mean, I think that I support women's rights because I support people with rights, and women are people. So if that makes me a feminist, then sure. Someone calculated takes a few minutes less to level 110 to 120 with Azurite instead of Looms. Yeah. I didn't calculate it, but that definitely matches up with my experience. I would much rather have the Azurite. I don't even feel like you're doing significantly less damage, honestly. 23 macros. Why? What are they for? But why? Died so much of a mage when leveling with looms, could not kill the endline quest bosses. What spec were you? Because I had sort of the same thing. You know what I did actually was for for the quest endline bosses, I could do them, but I had to kite a little bit with slow on arcane, and I also had to pop lust. But because you can lust yourself, which is also awesome, I would always have that up whenever I got to the end of the quest line and had to do a boss. So I would just lust myself and it was fine. Happy Tuesday. Good luck on those mounts today, Hazel. Thanks, Softy. What class you wanted them to add in the next expansion? I would be perfectly happy with them not adding any new classes. If they were to add a class, I would like something that is ranged DPS with a healer spec. I would be down with like a Shadow Hunter or a Moon Priest or a Blood Mage. Something like that. I'd be all up for that. But, you know, we'll see. As long as it's not like a Tinker. I don't want Tinkers. I don't want Bards. I guess if Bards were, like, really cool, but in my head, Bards are D&D Bards. They're buff classes, and I feel like we've moved past that in WoW. How many time walking mounts do you have? Ooh, I have the Wrath Horse, the Ironbound Wraith Charger. I do not have the Eclipse Dragonhawk because it looks pretty close to my Amani Dragonhawk, so I figured I could save those. And then I don't have the drop mount. I just realized it's World Quest event. I need to be doing, not on stream necessarily, but I need to be doing, this is the time to do Zandalari rep on my mage. This is the week to do it. I've been really lazy, and by really lazy, I mean hopelessly addicted to Stardew Valley. I got a Double Garden video out yesterday. I'm not useless, but outside of that, I'm not doing much else aside from Stardew Valley. I feel like once I get deep enough into my playthrough, it'll let me go. It'll loosen its grip on me, and I'll feel able to step away from it, but I have not been leveling or grinding rep in WoW because I've been too busy farming. Hero class? Sure. I don't really see a difference, honestly. Like, they start at a later level. I don't really mind leveling. And that's like the only difference, really. I never really got the fantasy of a hero class. I never really felt that they were, I don't know. I don't really mind either way. And Moon Priest could be cool. I always imagined that if they did like a Shadow Hunter class, they would have different specs, and one of them would be like a Tyrande Moon Priesty style healing spec, and one of that had like a bow and owls and stuff, and one of them would be like a Vol'jin style Shadow Hunter spec that's like a Hunter Shadow Priest crossover. And then I don't know about the third spec, but I also don't know if that's ever gonna be a thing. Need a new class. Alcoholic, get bored really easily. A second class that uses bows and guns. Exactly, yeah. So you could have a second bow class. Especially, like, I love the idea of a healer bow class. You don't have to heal with your bow, although you could. Like, you could put down, like, shots that have auras and stuff. Or you could do it Ana style and just, like, shoot people with meta packs. That would be silly. But, be a second bow class. Or, like, a blood mage. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I play Shadow Priest, is because they feel the most like a blood mage to me. And because I can use, like, the Nightmare enchant and a bunch of Nightmare gear, and really blood mage myself out. I would love to cancel the cinematic, but you're just teasing me, so I guess I can't. What if you have to sing into your mic to keep your bard buffs active? Oh, that's right. Oh, man. We were talking once. I was in Discord with some of Flabby's friends, and one of them was, like, pitching this idea for a class that was, like, a music class, but it was, like, a Guitar Hero style music class, where for some reason you had to, like, was that the concept that you had to sing to heal? I loved it. I thought it was great. I kept in Zoth's gift. If you have an alt with it, have you seen a good number wearing the gift? I know a couple of people in my guild kept it, but I haven't seen that many around, or at least I didn't. I only gave it up yesterday. Good luck today. Love your content. Thanks, Jasper. World Quest, giving $3.95 from Emissary. It's pretty decent. Dark Ranger would be so sick like Sylvanas. Exactly, yeah, that's the other. I was trying to think. I knew there was another character that was like a Hunter X hybrid, and Sylvanas was the third one. AoE heals, healer bow, unsubscribe. Animation can't be skipped. Nope, that one's just... I was talking to somebody about it. It might have been my hairdresser. I was talking to somebody about it and confirmed that just can't be skipped. It says that you can, and then you can't. Does your guild tab work? Usually, yeah. A traveling poet. You can skip the cinematic if you avoid the bridge, just jump down the hole. If you die, you can release at the bottom of the hole. But then I would, like, have to... If I died, then... I mean, I could probably levitate myself, but if I didn't, which is true, or often, or likely, that's the word. If I mistimed my levitate and died, then I would have to repair my gear, and that's expensive. It's expensive. I kept Nzos's gift, too. Keeping his gift for the old gods. Want to buy Shaman tank spec? That wouldn't surprise me too much. I could totally see them, retooling... You know what it would be, though, is... If they made a Shaman tank spec, they would just... I don't think they would add a spec, and I don't think that they would allow you to talent a spec to be either a tank or not a spec. I think that if they were going to do it, they would just convert enhancement. And that's a dangerous thing to do, because there are, like, 1 or 2 people, I might know some of them, that actually really like enhancement and have a long history with it, that would be a little miffed if you were to just delete it and replace it with a tank spec. So... Could happen. Probably not. But it's not like they've never done something like that with, like... We used to have, what, combat rogues? That are now not a thing, and there's just outlaw rogues instead. I think that's a little less drastic, because both are still melee DPS specs. So it's just, like, a different name and a different style. But, yeah. Bards in EverQuest had to juggle their songs. I hope keeping the gift leads to something good. I'm just interested to find out what keeping the gift leads to, because it's a bit interesting that when you get rid of the gift, it does give you a toy that allows you to reapply the gift. Like, I have... I'll kill some trash and then show you. Toy box. In Zoth. Hang on. What was it? Gift? Eye. Twitching eyeball. Receive the gift of Inzoth. So you use the toy, and then you get the graphic back. So it's not like you can't have the visual anymore. I have that for 60 minutes. It's on a 60-minute cooldown. So I'm wondering, for people that chose to not get rid of it, is there something that is worth not having the toy? Or, you know what I bet it is they probably just get, like, a different cutscene or some different text or some different dialogue at whatever the next stage of this is, and then at the end of that, they get the toy anyways. I don't think they're going to prevent you from getting the toy. Also, you could just do it in an alt. But I don't think they're going to prevent you from getting the toy because you kept the eye. I think you'll just get it later after some slightly different quest dialogue based on the choice that you made. That's my bet. Shaman goes Iron Man mode and wears an Earth Elemental. We've been kind of, I was talking with my husband about this. If they're ever going to do a spec or a class that uses, like, mechanical suits, kind of like Diva, right? Like a Diva suit kind of thing. Like, I was kind of thinking if they do a gnome druid, and for a gnome druid, instead of shape-shifting properly, also, hello. Instead of shape-shifting properly, they could just get into a mechanical bear and a mechanical cat and whatever. That would be hilarious and adorable and great. And give it. But, like a class that actually gets into, and I think it's because he was just playing Anthem, and in Anthem you get into, like, a mechanical flying suit. So it's just one of those things where I wasn't done yet. Necromancer, or I go home like a DK caster. I could deal with, like, a blood mage that also has a necromancer spec. I'd be down with that. Sick and can't play on my computer, so catching a stream was a nice surprise. I hope you feel better soon. Combat and Outlaws like the same thing, though. Yeah, exactly. Not that devastating of a change. Okay, I need to figure out how to sit comfortably with a cat on my lap. You're low enough, actually. You can just kind of fit under the desk. There you go. Hi. I spend a lot of time in my life just petting my cat. Like, cuddling, talking to, visiting, smooches on the head. I just, like, love my cat a lot. And, like, often. And for almost disruptive amounts of time. But they're just, like, such sweet, nice moments. And that's something that I'm starting to really appreciate about my life. I'm not the most successful. I'm not necessarily satisfied with the progress I've made in the different fields that I'm trying to make progress in. But I think I'm happy. I'm like, I really enjoy all of like the cute human moments that I have with like my husband and my cat, or just like, you know, a cup of tea and some wow on a Sunday morning. Like, I'm really, it's easy to compare yourself to other people and their careers and things that they've done and then feel inadequate. Not 100% sure how to pronounce inadequate. Inadequate? I don't know. But it's easy to compare yourself, but they have their own lives, and I have this one, and I think I'm starting to realize I really wouldn't trade this one. I have the best cat ever. Last night, she gets into, like, I go to bed, and she's waiting there. She'll sit on the bed and stare at you and wait for you to get in, and then after you get into the bed, she crawls under the covers with you, spoons up right beside you, grabs your elbow with her paw, and, like, rests her head on it, and then I'm, like, reading my book, and she's just like purring and snoring because she snores, and she's so soft and she's so warm, and I just love her so much. Cats are great. Well, this cat's great. I know they're not all like this one, but you're just so perfect. Ugh. I hope I can keep her for 1,000 years. Catch up a little bit. Rogues are outlaw or useless at the moment. Frustrating for someone who played Dagger Road Vanilla. Is outlaw still super dice roll based? I know we played through a patch or two where the rogue in my guild would have either miraculously good damage because he just got really lucky, or he would just do garbage damage because he didn't get lucky. And those were the two modes of T-Step. He would be great or he would be awful, and neither one of them had anything to do with him. Is it still like that? When I grew up, I just wanted to be a mountain goat. Chase your dreams. You do you. There was a guy once. I saw it in like a compilation of news clips. And he like went to go be a goat. He had like these stilts that he would put on like his elbows and his hands and his legs that let him like walk like a goat. And he went and just like live with mountain goats for a couple days. It's a weird dude. There's so many incredible people in the world. It's silly. If you want to make winning your goal in life, good luck. Satisfied is good. I think you can have both. I think you can be ambitious and want more for yourself and push yourself. But I think it's also really important to take time to appreciate what you have and enjoy what you have and, you know, live a little. And whatever living means to you is fine. You don't have to do it the way everybody else says to do it. It doesn't have to look like whatever everyone else's looks like on Instagram. If you're happy, and that's good. Take that. It's not free. My cat is a menace, I promise. My cat will not curl up under the covers with me. It's a special blessing. I mean, some people would probably hate it. I bet you there's people that would think it's super gross because, admittedly, she's a cat. You know, she uses a litter box. She probably walks in that. Her feet always seem very clean. We have carpet, so probably mostly rubs off in the carpet, like, near the bathroom. I definitely vacuum that extra good every week. But, like, I bet you there's people that would be like, ew, your cat's in your bed with you. But I don't care. I just wash my sheets every week. It's fine. It's, like, she's warm and she's cuddly and she's soft and I'm not allergic to cat fur, so it's great. It's not garbage, but can be really good. I like the gym instructor joke. Squirrel Squad, love that you're happy. Good luck and runs. Back to smashing bugs. Have fun. Hopefully the bugs deserve it. And we go this way. Hey, at least I killed, like, I got to that boss and I killed it without getting, like, mega lost and having to double back 19 times. My cat is a dog, or at least she thinks she is. Wakes me up at 5:30 to go out. Hasn't touched the litter box in over a year. I don't mind the whole litter thing. We have flushable litter, so it's really easy to clean up and just have it gone. You don't have to like wait to take it out in the garbage or anything. We must all search for our own sort of peace of mind. You wash your sheets every week. More. I don't know if you're disgusted with me or impressed. It's more recent. I didn't used to, but it was after like a hotel visit where I realized that obviously washing them every day is like overkill and unnecessary, especially when you're home and it's your own sheets. But I also realized, like, if I was wearing the same shirt every day for a week, it would be gross. And, you know, you're sleeping in your bed all night, hopefully. it's, you know, you spend a lot of time there, you're sweating, it's like, it makes me feel better to just throw the sheets in with the laundry on the weekend, because I wash the towels and whatever anyways. I'm already doing laundry, so it makes me feel better to just throw the sheets in, stick them back on the bed after. It's not that big a deal, and then you get that, like, fresh sheet feeling. I mean, who doesn't? Find me some kind of monster that doesn't like fresh sheets. Like, the fresh sheets, and then if you're somebody that shaves your legs, you'll know, like, the freshly shaved, moisturized legs and, like, fresh, clean sheets is the best. It's the best day. Ever since I learned about the cat's plan for taking over the world, I no longer criticize them. I hope that I've done enough to appease the cat gods to be on their side. We'll see. Don't mind people that say animals are dirty. More bacteria, but not enough to make you ill. It's a personal preference. I'm not going to judge the way anybody else wants to run their home. And hopefully they don't judge mine. I definitely don't think they've ever gotten me sick. The dog's not allowed on bed anymore, actually, because he has had a couple of incidents of... It's like bedwetting, but we're not sure if it's, like, urine? Gross topic, I know. We're not sure if it's, like, a urine thing, or, like, he will compulsively lick. He's just kind of a nervous dog. That's who he is. So he will compulsively lick a spot on his bed, or the couch, or the surface he's on, until there's, like, a 3-foot wide wet spot. And it's either that or, like, a normal bedwetting thing. But he once did that on the bed. Like, we went to go to bed, and it was already very late. We'd stayed up late, like, playing WoW or something. And we went to go to bed. It was, like, 1 a.m, and the bed was, like, wet. It was, like, soaked. And we couldn't go to bed. We had to run the sheets through the laundry, but the laundry's not that fast. And we don't have any other sheets or blankets. And it was cold. So we had to just, like, put the sheets in the wash and then try to go to bed anyways. And it was so cold that what we did was we both wore our fleece onesies to bed because, like, the big kigurumis, they're, like, really warm. So that was the only way we could be warm enough to sleep, and it was unpleasant. So he's not allowed in the bed anymore. What's sleeping? I need more Noble Garden eggs. Hi from Chile. Hello. The stream is veering into a new area. Oh, man. A true monster puts new sheets in the bed and then crumbles crackers before laying down. Do you think that there's a YouTuber somewhere that just does the most, like, shocking but really mundane things like that? Like, things that make people so angry but also don't hurt anybody at all? Not that I think it's a good idea, but I bet you there's somebody that does that. Okay, I have gotten 1 run in and I've been live for 50 minutes. 4 in 1 stream might be unrealistic, we'll see. Also, in case you missed the Noble Garden video or my tweet, this is a look at what the Noble Gardener's Hearthstone looks like. You look at the egg, you hold the basket. The ears come with the Hearthstone. It'll put the ears in your head regardless of whether you were wearing them, but the dress is just transmog to me right now. Kind of cute. Freshly shaved legs, high thread count sheet, one of the best feelings. People are more likely to get you sick than animals will. Oh yeah. I still, like, wash my hands after, like, petting an animal and before eating, but I just wash my hands before eating anyways. That's just a good idea. Or something that I was raised to do. Either way. I have so much garbage in my bags. Goodness gracious golly gee, look at all of this stuff. Get out of here. I need to Marie Kondo this. Can you imagine just, like, going through your bank and being like, like your guild bank? Does this spark joy? Thank you for being a letter from a guildmate 5 years ago, but I'm going to let you go now. Oh boy. I love auto vendor, it's great. Look at this. Just open, close, gets rid of all the BOEs. Or not the BOEs, the BOPs. Keeps ones that have use effects, just in case it's like a cool trinket you want to keep, and does not get rid of your BOEs, just in case you want to sell those. I don't think I really do. I don't think I'm going to sell it. Like, a 0.02% steal rate. It's kind of awful. I don't think I care that much. Is there anything else I need to do in that character? I think I'm good. The eye on my gnome's head is the Gift of Inzoth. I got that using the toy, but you can also get it by just doing the quest line and then not cleansing it. ASMR that makes people angry using sounds. I have a second set for washes. I really need to do that. I am, like, really, not loose, but I'm fairly open with money on some categories of things. Like, willing to spend whatever it takes. And then in other categories of things, I am just, like, really cheap. And for whatever reason, sheets is one of those things. I bought, like, an Amazon set of sheets, like, 5 years ago. they're fine. They've got some, like, runs in them. They've got a couple of holes. I could probably stand to get new ones. They're like $20, maybe 30. But no, I can't do that. But, like, hardware for YouTubing, I will, I mean, you guys know me. I like the overkill stuff. Where am I going? This is my druid. I'm heading to Throne of Thunder, and I'm going to see if I can skip the opening thing by just clicking the orb and then running straight to the instance, and also see if that's faster. Be hilarious if the Hearthstone puts a dress in everyone. I like that it does put bunny ears in everyone. I actually made a point of testing it on a male character because I wanted to see the bunny ears in my male Draenei. Such a good Hearthstone? It is a good Hearthstone. I still think I like the, it's hard to say. There's a bunch of them now, and they're all pretty good. I think that the Lunar Festival one, here, I will demonstrate. Let me get, I know I'm not going this way, but let me get outside real quick just so we can get some nice lighting. It's important. Not just for Instagram, folks. And then you want to face. So if you ever try to take a screenshot of your character, do it outside. Do it during the day so that there's sun in the game. Do it outside. And then you want to turn your character so that your shadow is behind you. Because if I look towards my shadow, my face is in the shadow. And you can see it's like really dark up here. Whereas if I turn around the other way, all of a sudden I'm like lit, right? So just in-game photography tips. Look towards the light and make sure there is light. It's why I always kick myself whenever I leave like video asset recording until super late at night, which I often do because that's just what I do. Because it's dark at night and you can't, everything looks dark and it's annoying to try and make it look brighter. It also doesn't look great. Okay. Hearthstone exhibit. Hearthstone. So the Lunar Elders one is this one. I like it because of how simple it is, but you still get like the glowy effects on the hands. And you get the fireworks, and you get the little pillar of light. So that one is up there. For like a healer character, I really like that one. This is a Headless Horseman's Hearthstone. The pumpkin head, I think, is just like a little too silly, but the fire effects are really cool, and you also get like the bats. I'm gonna accidentally hearth. Great Father Winters is another one of those lower ones. So you get the dance, you get the snow, you get the Santa hat. Again, because of the hat and the way it replaces my hair, not a big fan of that one. But up there, Petal Feet's lovely is my favorite because you like float and you get the bow and the hearts are super cute. And then like you get the heart petal. So I love the Petal Feet's one. And then the new one, of course, the Noble Gardener's one is up there as well because you like the egg snare thing's a little weird, but I love the bunny ears and like this one has the best, I think, like ambient surrounding visuals. Like the grass and the flowers and the bunnies and the butterflies is just, it looks more natural than like the shower of stuff. Love that. And that's been Hearthstone time with Hazel. Hello from Miami Beach. Sup from Oregon. Hopefully you guys are having some nicer weather than we have. Catching up in chat a little bit. My favorite is the Halloween Hearthstone. Where do you get the anti-UV glasses? So these ones, actually, fun glasses conversation to have. But first of all, these ones are gamma ray glasses. They are inexpensive on Amazon. I also own Gunners, which I don't wear because they're less comfortable, but they do filter more light. So those are some options for filtering glasses. I actually am going to need to do my gaming glasses video soon because I'm getting actual glasses. I actually apparently need glasses. I've been kind of stressed out, and I've talked about this in stream a little bit before. I've been kind of stressed out about my vision for a while now because I don't remember how far... Hang on. I usually have travel form on that button. What am I doing? Travel form. I couldn't remember how far I was supposed to be able to see and like to make out lettering and stuff. And I was having trouble reading signs like cafe menus and like street signs that were like a little ways away from me. So, and I couldn't remember how well I was supposed to be able to see things in the distance. And I was kind of freaking myself out and straining my eyes, like trying. So I eventually, last week I got an optometrist appointment, got my eyes checked. And it turns out I do need a distance prescription to help me see more clearly far away. But it's like... the tiniest prescription that you can need while still needing glasses. It's like the minimal possible prescription. My eyes are actually great still. They're awesome. They're healthy. There's no glaucoma. I have like 20/20 vision. I just have like a little bit of fuzziness in distance that can be corrected with glasses. So being me, I did order some glasses. And I also ordered them with UV light filtering or with blue light filtering on them. And I'll have to see how much of a difference that makes compared to these because you can also order prescription Gunners. So that's an option for me if I decide that they're not enough blue light filtering because I look at screens my entire day, every day. It's work, it's recreation, it's like almost everything. Unless I'm literally looking at my fish or outside walking my dogs or like fiddling with my plants. Unless I'm doing one of those 3 things, I'm looking at a screen. So having the light filter just makes it a little less ouchy. Hearthstone toys are from holiday events typically, so all of those are from the different seasonal events. You can currently get that last one by farming yourself 250 Noble Garden chocolates, and I just put up a video with some tips on that. You're always lit. So lit. Oh, man. Speaking of Instagram, hang on, I'm like a little wired up. I've been excited this stream, but I've been like excited a little too long, and I think I need to just... I wonder, I'm gonna actually AFK for like just a second while flying, which is a terrible idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna be right back. How are we doing? We crashed. We made it over the mountains. That's good. Glasses are the same. It's like the minimal needed. Because it's like such a little prescription, it's only for like distance. I could theoretically only wear them like if I'm going out. Because it's mostly a problem if I'm like trying to order food and trying to read a menu that's like on a board behind a counter. That's usually when it hits me. Because I don't drive. So that's like the only time I ever really need it. But I'm weirdly excited to need glasses. I know that's dumb. I'm aware that doesn't make sense, but I'm weirdly excited to actually need glasses because I think I just like the way I look with them. I think I just like glasses on my face. I don't think I'll look bad without them, but I just think glasses are cute. So to actually need them and not just be like, I mean, these are gaming glasses, so they're like for something, but like to not just be like glasses posing is exciting to me. I actually ordered 2 pairs just in case I lose or break one pair, and also because I couldn't pick a style. So one of them that's coming is going to look almost exactly like these ones, like they're almost identical. It may be impossible to tell the difference, and then the other ones are like a little sassier. Okay, Hazel, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Jessica. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like an extra, I know everybody should have a wonderful day, but yours should be extra special. Also, if it's anybody else's birthday, happy birthday. Where am I going? So you need to do at least a little bit so that you can get onto the boat. So she's gonna have to fly me out. If your glasses are for distance, you won't need to wear them in front of the computer. My glasses bother my eyes when I'm on the computer. I'm gonna feel it out. I'm gonna like try out different situations, and I may not need them in front of the computer, which would be good because then I could keep wearing my same gaming glasses. My inspiration is paid off. Did you get a Throne of Thunder mount? Hazel, I played guitar for about 13 years. I recently bought a violin because I've been wanting to learn a new instrument. It's been so much fun. That's awesome. I'm so excited whenever people, like, as an adult, pick up, like, a new instrument or a new hobby or, like, a new, like, they decide, I finally want to start writing a book or I want to learn how to draw. And they just, like, accept that it's okay to be a beginner as an adult. I love that. That's awesome. Also, on YouTube, if you haven't found them already, there's, like, a... Oh, no. I'm going to have to let's see. I can fix this. I'm aware of what's happened on the screen. But there's a YouTube comedy duo that do specifically violin classical music comedy. They're called Two Set Violin. They're like Aussies. I watched a good amount of their... I watched a significant amount considering that I don't play the violin. I'm just gonna have to reload my game. Be a sec. It's okay, I was excited for my dinky little prescription glasses too. My favorite music? I like me some K-pop, I'm not gonna lie, I like me some K-pop. Reloading the game real quick. I have cosplayed before, actually. Teeny tiny fetus teenage Hazel did anime cosplay. It was incredibly cringy. And I'm good now. Cosplay back then, at least the cosplay that I saw, was more attainable. It was more achievable. Like, I could do a kind of, like, trashy, not trashy, but like an amateur cosplay and still feel like I don't look stupid. But if I were to do the kind of cosplay that I'm capable of creating and wear it to, like, BlizzCon, compared to the people that are actually cosplayers, like, it's just, the bar's too high now. And it's, like I was just saying, it's totally okay to be a beginner. I really admire people that do that. But I also, having cosplayed at conventions before, I know how, like, horrendously uncomfortable some costumes can be. Not all of them, but usually, especially if you're in wigs or in, like, shoes that are not your normal shoes. It can hurt. Like, I came back from conventions with wounds on my feet and just, like, it's hot and it's sweaty and it's, like, so uncomfortable. And if I'm at BlizzCon, especially if I'm meeting you guys, like, if I'm meeting people that actually want to meet me, I need to be more comfortable than that. So I think I've kind of given up on the thought of ever cosplaying. Okay, so we get to the boat. We talk to the orb. So this is farther. So if I go back and I do the little scenario, you end up closer to the raid entrance. And I'm hoping, and I don't know this, I'm hoping that if I just, like, hang on. What am I doing? I'm hoping that I, like, in the future, if I've already done this intro scenario, that when I port from Toonlung Steps to the Isle of Thunder, it will take me to that hub instead, right? That's the dream. I don't know if that's the way it works. I'm gonna find out when I do... I can find out when I do my next character. My mage's Hearthstone is up there, but I can just, like, fly her out and find out. I've had glasses my entire life. The excitement gets old fast. Oh, I bet. My husband wears glasses. Both of my parents, or, well, my mom and my stepdad both wore glasses their whole lives. I've been around it, and I've seen how annoying. The thing that I actually remember most is my stepdad would unload the dishwasher, and he'd open the dishwasher, and the fog would, like, fog up his glasses, and it looked hilarious. I always got a kick out of that. Cat Dad 5 here. Glasses over makeup? Yep. In my opinion, glasses and makeup. Like, glasses will kind of hide your eye makeup a little bit, but that means that you're just, like, more free to wear, like, whatever the heck kind of lipstick you want to wear. Lipstick and glasses on a woman is just, like, it's wonderful. It's a gift to the world. The ones that change color and become sunglasses? I love to set. They're pretty funny. Working on writing scripts for plant care guides. What plants do you own that you'd like a guide for? Ooh. I actually did a couple plant care guides. I want... do Christmas cactus, like Christmas and Easter cactus. Schlumbergera or whatever they're called. I have a bunch of those, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right, but those are something that I have less history with than some of the other ones. So I think that would be a good one to do. Never gone to KCON. Never in my life. I'm actually a little afraid of the K-pop fandom in general because they just seem really intense about stuff. Like, I like K-pop, but I like it in a fairly relaxed way. Like, if there's a new music video, I'll watch it. If there's a new album, I'll put it in my Apple Music and I'll listen to it. But I'm not, like, sharing memes or, like, following their social media feeds or watching V-Lives or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like, in general, wider K-pop fandom, I feel like, would both be intimidating and make me feel old. Used to be able to just slap on some elf heroes and call it a day. Cosplay as a Blizzard developer. I cosplay as Hazel from Hazelnutty Games is what I do. I've got her look down pat. It's great. Cosplays a character in normal clothing. Hoping to be able to have LASIK. I've heard really good things about LASIK. The place my main ports to is much closer. Still a run, but closer to my alt who hasn't done the scenario. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. The scenario doesn't take very long. Like, you just, especially at 120 when you just, like, one-shot everything. Not a big deal. Although, is there some... Oh, I missed a guy. I missed some boys. When you pour out noodles. Glasses are great for slacking on eye makeup. I went through a big eyeshadow phase, and I'm starting to be a little bit over it, just because it's so much work. Like, it can look great when you're really good at it, but I have pretty hooded eyes. I have to do a lot for you to even be able to see it when my eyes are open anyways. And I could just not. You know? There's always lipstick. It's fine. Oh, the foggy glasses when you pour out noodles. You reminded me of my boring noodle story. So I told you guys I went to Asian grocery store yesterday. Or Sunday. Whatever. And while I'm there, I love, if I'm gonna have noodles, like a noodle soup lunch thing, like a ramen thing. If I'm gonna do that, I like getting the Korean ones, because they have like chewier noodles that feel like food more. And they also have the most delicious soup bases. And they're usually kind of spicy, but they're really good. And then I'll make it with like, I'll chop up some veggies and I'll boil those with the noodles, and I'll like throw an egg in there, and then it's like almost food, right? So I went and picked some up, and I got two kinds that I'd had before and one that I hadn't. And while my Korean is getting a little better, it's still not well enough to just like be able to fully read a package. And I was looking at it and I was like, I can't tell if this is spicy or not. Like, I could read the ingredients, and those were in English, and figure out that it didn't have anything that I couldn't eat. It didn't have like beef fat or anything. So that was good. But I couldn't tell if it was going to be spicy. So I just made one for lunch yesterday. Turns out it is. Turns out it is serious business spicy, at least as far as I'm concerned. And I'm like sitting there eating it because it's delicious. It's like usually spicy food, at least in America that I found, if they're making something spicy, they're just doing it to hurt you so you can prove what a man you are. They're not actually trying to make it taste good. It's like a real stupid thing. But this is just like, it's spicy in a way that enhances all of the flavor going on. So I'm just continuing to eat it and just like in pain with like my makeup running down my face, and I'm just sweating bullets, sitting there Googling like, can spicy food hurt you? Will spicy food prevent cancer? Is there something good that I'm doing for myself by continuing to eat this? Because I need some more, I need some hope. It was quite hot. It's good though. Yeah, I'm an Apple Music person. I don't want to push them too hard because they don't pay me to. But it works for me. I have a lot of Apple devices. Like my mobile stuff, I'm an iPhone person, so it works good for that. It is a little less good on PC because I do use it on my PC, but I have to use it through iTunes. And iTunes on PC sucks and always has and always will, because they don't want it to be too good, because they would prefer if you bought a Mac. But I'm using a PC, so it's great on the mobile devices. It's great on Apple native devices. It's usable on a PC. I'm sure I would be better off with Spotify, but I've been using Apple Music for so long that I just kind of prefer it. Red or orange is spicy. What scenario is this? This is the Isle of Thunder intro scenario. That's all. My eyes are sufficiently bad that I think they need the Death Star to do LASIK on me. Went through the exact scenario. First time I did it was kind of fun. Never tried Last Dab. I've seen a good amount of Hot Ones episodes, but I've never tried the Last Dab, and hopefully I'll never have to, because it just hurts. Ghost pepper potato chips. Let's maybe go WTF. Big fan of whiteboards. I have a big old whiteboard in here. I got one for like video planning organization, because I was like, man, if I write out my whole week and I'm like, I'm gonna do this video on Monday and this video on Thursday and this video on like Tuesday, then I'll have to do it, right? That didn't work very well. Hot Ones has good spicy sauces. I don't have a lot of things that I would add spicy sauce to that don't already have it. I mix like hot sauce, and I have like these Korean chili pepper flakes. That people use for like making kimchi. I mix those in with tuna to make spicy tuna, and I'll put that in like ramen, or I'll put it in sushi. But that's the only thing that I'm really adding spice to. Everything else that I have, if it's spicy, it just came spicy. Spoken like someone with a low heat tolerance. I can't taste spicy unless it's at like an insane level. Can you explain the Full House AV? Full House AV? Full House. I don't know what you mean. Use Google Music. YouTube Premium comes with it anyways. But then Google would have to know what I listen to. Also, I don't have YouTube Premium. I know that I probably should. I'm like a YouTuber. But they don't give it to you for free. And I'm already paying for Apple Music. Plus, we have like the Apple Music family plan so that my husband can use it too. Which is nice. So many Apple devices that I name my network Orchard. Spotify has Overwatch playlists. That was actually one thing that I really wish that they had done for Apple Music, because you can do playlists for them too. But I don't know about like Overwatch the game, but there was Overwatch player playlist. Like Soul Dynasty put out a playlist for each of their players that was like the music these players like to listen to. Like the players put them together and put them out on Spotify. I was like, I want to listen to that, but I would have to like copy over each song manually into an Apple Music playlist, so I ended up just not doing it. Hot sauce is a great way to wake up if you put it on your eggs in the morning. Oh, that's not a bad idea. My eggs typically are really boring, actually. I do eggs with, like, salt and pepper on a piece of buttered toast, and I'm just like, whatever. This is food. I need it to survive. Fine. It's not good. I don't usually like eggs just on their own. I'll eat them because they're the right amount of food and the right amount of protein to make me function, but I don't enjoy it. Current focus is Mythic Blackhand, Archmon, and Garrosh. Any missable mount feature you regret not doing? Wish we could still get Werebear Mog. I wish I had gotten, and I know you can't mog it, but I wish I had gotten the Mop legendary cloaks. I never got any of them, and they looked so cool. Also, I don't think it's really like a regret, because if I went back in time, I still wouldn't do it. But the Mop challenge mode weapons were amazing. But I wasn't a challenge mode kind of person in Mop, so never mind. I love Sriracha. Why do you go through the sewer? You're missing the world boss? Is there another entrance up there? This is faster. This is the only entrance that I know of. Google will just cancel Google Music. I do have limited faith in, like, most Google products that are not already incredibly established, because they do have a knack for canceling things. They are kind of known for that. Which, I mean, that's admirable. Like, if a project's not giving you what you want it to, then just kill it. But I feel like they, like, they do a project, and then they kill it, and then they just try the project again. Almost exactly the same, but with just, like, a different name and a slightly different feature. And maybe that's what they need to make it catch on, but, like, I don't know, man. Oh, a playlist for each Overwatch character. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, I watched the Hot Ones interviews. They're pretty good. Pay someone to carry you. Oh, through like a challenge mode? I've never bought a carry. I'm not against it. Like paying gold for like a PvE carry, mind you. But I'm not against it. I don't know. I want to feel like if I did something that I did it. And it's just not quite the same. You can mog the Mop cloaks. The effects just won't show up. Oh, okay. Well, the effects are the important part. The effects are what make it good. You cannot join my guild. I am sorry. Not a public guild. Mop challenge mode gear. Oh, Mop challenge mode was gear. WoD was weapons. Oh, right. You know what I'm thinking of? And I know it's not gear or a weapon. I'm thinking of the Phoenixes. I love the Phoenix mounts. I didn't get any of them. Shredded cheese over eggs and scrambling? That's alright. It's fine. I've done that. It's okay. Have your engineer make gun shoes? Gun shoes. I don't have an engineer. Regret not getting the Mop challenge mode. It's like getting the pets. I don't want to buy them off the auction house. I used to buy pets. Like early on when I was like beefing out my initial pet collection in like Mop, I bought all kinds of pets off the auction house. That's how I finished my collection early on. But I don't do that now. I could have a lot more pets. My Warcraft pet score could be way better if I just spent like 15k, which is nothing, and bought the rest of the island pets. But I won't do it because I really want to see them drop. I won't care about them dropping if I already bought them. And if I just bought it, then I won't like it. So it's my new policy. I don't accept free pets anymore. I used to, but I don't accept free pets anymore, and I also don't buy them. Because it's just more fun. Okay, so we got some achievements because it was our first time through here, but no mount. Happy they had Scarlett Johansson. That was a good one. New to WoW, love watching your videos. Welcome, Zervek. Is this how I leave? This is how I leave. Main entrance to the right. World boss spawn. I was about to start like a different tangent before I got up. We were talking about lighting, outside, and I was talking about Instagram. And I think I was gonna say, like, I know my Instagram posting game sucks, and I don't think it needs to be good. Like, some creators are like, they make money on Instagram. Like, they'll post enough Instagram, and it's like aesthetic enough and cool enough and popular enough that they'll get like brand deals just for Instagram, and that's one way they make money. And I think that's great for them. But that's not my business model, because so I don't think it's important for me to be super active. It might help my channel, it might not. Like, it's really hard for somebody to like look at an Instagram post and then go to my YouTube channel. Like, it's not linked directly. So it might help remind people that I'm alive, but aside from that, not that valuable. But I also just kind of feel bad about how I'm like incapable of posting. I can't take good pictures of myself anymore. I was like watching YouTube videos trying to learn how people pose for pictures, because I know that I know nothing, and I know that it can be learned. You can learn how to pose in a way that is, if not attractive, at least like slightly flattering, like not looking stupid. And I just can't figure it out. I can't get the hang of it. I sell pets now, one of the few ways to transfer gold across server. I do that if I've like amassed, also Sep Hero. I do that if I've amassed a bunch of gold on one of my alts that is on a different server. So like my my low pop realm mage, she gets a bunch of gold just from selling all of the mats that she got while farming for the Direhorn mounts. And I transfer some of that by just like buying a pet and then selling it on my main server. That's different. Where you got your black peach tea. So that one, I will warn you, it's not like the best tea in the world. It's just cheap in bulk. It's on Amazon. It's the Stash brand, like Southern Peach black tea. It's a 1 pound bag, and it should not cost more than $30. It might be 20 or less. Southern Peach black tea, I think is what they call it, but it's Stash brand. It's Stash. They're like a grocery store tea brand. Their tea bags are kind of underwhelming. They're cheap, right? That's what they're supposed to be. But their loose leaf teas aren't bad. They're not the best. They're not going to change your life, but they're affordable and they're not bad. I've definitely had worse loose leaf tea than Stash brand. If we send you a pet in game, would you use it for a stream giveaway? No, I don't. I used to do that. It's kind of a lot of. I don't want to sound lazy and ungrateful, but it's kind of a lot of work. And we've had some issues where people like would enter and then not want the pet, or I would send pets and then they would like bounce back because people didn't pick them up. Or it's just like, it's a lot of effort and only one person wins a pet, and it's usually a pet that's worth like, it's not something especially valuable anyways. So it's not a bad idea. I just don't really care to do it anymore, which I know is not the best, but that's where I'm at in my life right now. Take pictures of food to get you in the habit. I don't like posting food pictures that much either, though, just because I don't usually like looking at food pictures. I get that people do, but usually, like, if I'm it depends on what I'm following somebody for, but if I'm following them because I like their style and they show me their muffin, I'm just annoyed because I wanted to see how they'd styled themselves, and they're just showing me their muffin. If I'm seeing a muffin, I hope that I followed you for your muffin. Well, never mind. What else is up? How are you guys doing? Well, what did you do this weekend? Love your guides. You know if alts will need to do anything to get to Mechagon, available to all 120s. There is a short unlock scenario. It does not take very long. I don't know if you'll need to do it in all of your alts, but you might. But it doesn't take very long. Best selfies ever. Bath pics from Ricky Gervais. I actually haven't seen that. I do Noble Garden every time there's something new. That's my approach that I take to holidays. If they don't add anything new, then I may or may not do a quick video to say there's nothing new, and then I'll just like move on with my life. But this year there was the new toy, the new Hearthstone toy, so I did that. Got myself that. Show me the muffin. Vote as a Joker and Kitty, and I do some of that. Like, if you scroll back through my Instagram feed, there's a lot of cat in there. Taking a break from gardening, working at my veggie and herb garden. Fun. So, I have these seeds. These are desert rose seeds, so like Adenium obesum. And I bought these online. I want to see if they're viable, because, they're cheap and they're online. They might not be. But I want to plant these today. I have... I'm going to be like following my own 2013, 2014 blog post because I don't remember writing it, but it's very detailed. So I hope that 2014 Hazel like knew what she was talking about. Because I've started these from seed before and had it work, but I want to do it again because I feel like I've learned a little more since then. So I got some soil, and I'm going to dig out my heat mat and set it up and see if I can get these to sprout. So that'll be kind of fun. I love starting things from seed. Like, it's almost never the right decision for gardening because it's, like, so much longer, and it's, like, so much riskier, and you lose so many of them. It's, like, more work. But it's so fun to watch a seed sprout. Like, you check it every day. And you check it every day for weeks. It's just like a seed on some dirt. It's a seed and some dirt. It's a seed and some dirt. It's nothing. And then one day you look and there's like this microscopic tiny little green shoot just like poking up out of there. And you're just like, happy birthday. I'm a mom, you know? Like, it's so exciting. I recommend it. I didn't get the new bunny ears because I already have some colors of bunny ears. And because they're only moggable during the event, I might get them later if I feel like it, but that's the kind of thing that I might just procrastinate on and not do. Managed to farm 550 eggs in about an hour. That was enough for the Hearthstone and the 2 pets that I was missing. It's pretty fast if you can find the right spot. I was doing really well on low pop realm Dolinar, so the Teldrassil starting city. Because you have to phase it first. There was like nobody out there when I went. On a low pop server, mind you, but there's nobody out there. And I could just, like, sit, like, because I knew where they were in the bushes and whatever, I was able to get them pretty quick. Thanks for the Crucible Storms guides. Thanks for watching them. There wouldn't be me without you. Is the event that my parents and I started playing 10 years ago, so it always feels nostalgic. That's super cute. Falling asleep, too hard to continue farming eggs, not super enthused about the mount, but I did want the Hearthstone. Oh, you should get the mount. You only have to get it once, and then you have it forever. Plus, they updated its model. It's extra fresh. Plus, it has the distinction of being possibly the ugliest mount in the game. Like, don't get me wrong. The updated model looks great. Fresh coat of paint looks awesome. But as a creature, you can make arguments for some other ones, but the Spring Strider, especially with like the grayish, greenish, white color, possibly as ugly as it gets. This may be the ugliest one, and I kind of love it anyways. Right? What do you guys think? What do you guys think are uglier mounts than this one? I would like to know. Test seeds by tossing them in water for a bit, and if they sink. I think, and I'm gonna have to double check, but I think that my old guide recommended that I soak them for a couple of hours. I think. I'm gonna have to go double check. Only moggable during the event is the lamest thing. I disagree, but I respect your opinion. Mix dirt with sawdust. Farm 4 of the mounts. It's quite a few. Extra fresh and totally lit, so wonderfully ugly. It's like spectacular how ugly it is. I love it. Got them out from an egg. That's the other thing that can happen, is you can be farming chocolates for the egg, and as you open them, it can just drop for you, and then you have a bunch of chocolates to spend on other stuff. The Abyss Worm. The Abyss Worm. I know what you're talking about. That is pretty ugly. Like, this one is more scary ugly. Like, it's ugly, but it's, like, freaky, so it's kind of, like, cool. Although, the wiggle's not great. But the, I guess the Spring Strider would be kind of scary if you found it in real life. Like, if you've ever been attacked by an ostrich, I have personally never been attacked by an ostrich, but my sister has, and I was there. This is like one of those, like, fair situations where they just, like, have some at a fair for people to, like, look at or whatever, I don't know. But she was standing really close to it, and it just, like, bit her, or pecked her, or whatever. Real good. And those things can be mean. I would be kind of scared if there was like a real angry Spring Strider. You don't think the yaks are adorable? They're so cute. How has Blizz not added a bunny mount? I am surprised actually. Maybe they're just like holding on to that. They're like keeping the bunny mount in the idea vault for like things that people really want that we can give them once they're mad. So like maybe one of the next times that people get upset about something, they'll be like, all right, calm down. Have a bunny. You feel better. Striders are ugly, but I do love riding them. I think that the colored ones, so the pink and the purple one, you've got the Dark Moon one, and you've got the, like, what do we have? We have the Dark Moon one, we have the Lovebird. I think the colored ones actually look less ugly. So, there's a lot of Striders. Yeah, Forest Strider is Dark Moon. That's purple and green. Spring Strider is white, and then you've also got the Lovebird. I think those are the 3 colors, right? There's no more? Lovebird's downright cute. Lovebird is great. It's a elegant bird of love. Some lay them in soaked paper in a bag. I had like a method. I remember last time I did this, I had a really good germination rate. I started to lose them once they got bigger. Because with adeniums, at least last time, I found it's like a delicate balancing act. If you don't want to rot them, but when they're young, you also can't let them get too dry. Like it's easy to let them dry too much when they're young. When they're older and they've got more of an established caudex, which is like the fat part where they store water in the trunk, then you can neglect them a little more and they'll be okay. But when they're young, it's like a delicate thing, or at least it was for me. Gotta try it again. I think Mib's head's pretty ugly. The meme mount is lines only. I will be angry. I bet it's gonna be. They heavily implied that it would be. Also, I think you're gonna need, I think somebody data mined something or like found it on the PTR. I read that you will need Bumbles, which is alliance only. Horde got so many things that were just Horde. Like the Horde rep mounts were so much better that I feel like alliance players just want something in return. But yeah, I think you might need Bumbles. So shout out to me. I made a Bumbles guide. There's one of those. I'm sure if you Google Bumbles guide, you'll be able to find it. It's got that hazelnutty looking thumbnail. Dark Moon Strider is awesome. So is Lovebird. It's like they made the Spring Strider the ugly duckling. There must always be an ugly duckling. Can you imagine if they made a vermin mount? Like, we have vermin pets, don't we? And vermin pet? What's it called? Did they ever make one? There must have been one. I don't remember what it's called. It was like a hopling or something. It was literally called hopling. That's exactly what it was called. Okay. At least 2 vermin pets? Yeah. Rat Stallion? Oh, I want that one though. Also, rats are kind of cute. Like if you've met people's pet rats are kind of cute. Not pet rats, maybe less so. Although I don't think I've ever met one. Maybe like once in a barn as a kid, but aside from that, not so much. But pet rats and pet mice, so cute. As long as they're not like in your house, like scurrying around your kitchen uninvited, then you're fine. I saw a vole once outside. It was like, I was like, look at that adorable mouse. And then I looked at it and I was like, that's not a mouse. It's not right. Its ears are wrong. And I like looked it up when I got home and I was like, that was a vole. And that was the highlight of that day. I live an exciting and glamorous life. It's everything that it's cracked up to be. Rats are great. I miss my rats. I've never had rodents. My parents wouldn't let me as a kid. And I guess that carried over as an adult. I've never had rabbits or hamsters or chinchillas or anything like that. No mice or rats. But they look super fun. But they also don't live that long, right? Like that's kind of sad. I know betta fish don't live that long either, but you feel when it's something that you can cuddle, you get really attached to it, I bet. I had a pet rat named Nemo as a kid. My ally gnome hunter has a bee pet, so I'm getting the new mount to match. Every time I ran Return to Kara, I got disappointed that the giant rats could not be hunter tamed. Had rats and mice and guinea pigs. I feel like having a prey animal like that as a pet while also having a cat, I'm sure it can be done, especially if you're careful about their enclosures and the places the cat is allowed to go, but it's a little riskier than I would want. Like, I have a cat and I have fish, but my fish are in fully enclosed tanks, and my cat doesn't know they exist. She hasn't figured out the fish. She just thinks I stare at like a weird TV. Okay, I will not die to snails. I will not die to snails. I will not die to snails. No, sir. Not me. Hopefully I have... Yeah, okay, I do have the damage. That's good. I want a rat, but my fiance's super allergic to rodents. 3 years on average? Oh, that's not bad. That's like a good betta fish life. Daughter-in-law had a pet rat. He was amazing. They have so much personality. Had a few rabbits, but they poop too much. Couldn't keep them out of the cage very long. My roommate used to have, or my ex-roommate. Ex-roommate sounds like you broke up. A former roommate, let's try that, had a rabbit. I don't believe he has one anymore, but he used to have a super big cuddly bunny that I would go visit. It was pretty good. You like the posters? Yeah, they're great. They're unfortunately not commercially available anymore. I'm sure you could like buy knockoffs somewhere, but Blizzard doesn't sell them anymore. So I cannot recommend them because they're off the store. My cat always hopped in the aquarium and tried to fish. I've heard people's cats do that, and I'm glad mine doesn't. It would, like, I have a pretty small cat, and they're pretty sturdy aquarium lids, so it would be fine. I would probably just, like, rework the tanks a little bit just to make sure that the back part that the filters go into was mostly covered so she couldn't get her paws in there. You can get, like, mesh for that. But, yeah, lucky. If my girlfriend said she wanted a rat, I'd be saying I have allergies, too. You not dying to snails is ruining my bingo card. I'm so proud of myself, though. I also have fallen off the bridge. It's been a great day. Alright. Is this attempt 3? Or is this only attempt 2? Did I do it on my mage? I think this is only attempt 2. For the day, anyways. Well, no mount. Would you accept $1 billion if it spawned a deadly snail that will chase you forever? No. Absolutely not. I don't want that hanging over my head. I understand it's slow, but I don't want to think about it logistically. And I don't want the life that I would end up with if I was suddenly in possession of $1 billion. If I worked up to and earned $1 billion naturally, then your life grows along with it so that you are prepared for the benefits and drawbacks that having a ton of money comes with. But if it just dumps on you all at once, I don't want that. And I know that's a dumb thing to say. Like, who doesn't want $1 billion? But I don't, if I didn't earn it, I don't want it. It's gonna come with more drawbacks than benefits. And sure, you can donate it. That's great. You could give it to charity. You can buy your parents' houses, and that's all wonderful. It's just, I don't know. I'd rather work really hard and do my best and, I mean, not make $1 billion, but make enough dollars. Okay, how are we doing? The snails do drop a toy. That's why I've been killing them. Nobody earns $1 billion? Yeah, $1 billion is a lot. People can earn $1 billion in the sense that they have businesses that earn them that much that they are in charge of. Whether or not you think the work they did is worthy of it is a personal choice, but it also doesn't really impact what they make. I'll take it if you don't want it. Vendoring all the gear and drops. How much gold? That's a good question. I think it's a decent amount. I remember just doing, when we were doing Mogashon Vaults, that was a good amount, and this is like the same tier of raid. Priest, druid, or monk, level your druid. Economic exploits for that kind of money? You can say that, and you have a lot of things, living a pretty comfortable life. Exactly, that's true. I do have everything I need to be comfortable right now. I'm not rich, but I'm not homeless. I have food in my fridge. I have electricity. I have a cat, and if my cat gets hurt, I can take it to the vet. I have my needs covered, so it's easier to say that I don't need something. I'm sure that if I was, like, struggling, or, you know, if I had, like, a chronic condition that I need to care for, it would be a different story. Alright. I know I only did 2 mount runs, but some of it was set up. I gotta go. It's 10:30. We've been live for a little over an hour and a half. That is my normal mount run stream length. I gotta get cracking on the rest of my day, but thank you all very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate the company and the support and the super chats. I will see you guys tomorrow, if you're here. Baking stream tomorrow. We are making Chogal's Choco donuts from the Hearthstone Innkeeper's Tavern cookbook in my kitchen tomorrow, 10 a.m. So like this time, but half an hour back is when that's happening. And in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.